More than 60 Memorial Days have passed while a local family waited to say goodbye to their loved one, lost during the Korean War. This week, just before yet another Memorial Day, that family finally saw Airman Second Class Thomas Condon get the full military tribute he deserved. Jacob Kittilstad has the story from Waukesha.
3 aircraft have come to define the death and rediscovery of a Waukesha airman. This Delta commercial flight is the last of the 3, delivering the remains of a serviceman thought forever lost 64 years ago, sending them to St. Joseph's Catholic Church, watched over by Staff Sergeant Mario Super.
I was assigned as the military escort, so my job was to bring Airman Condon home to his final resting place. Yesterday, as I pulled the casket out the hearse, I heard the brother say, "He's finally home, guys, he's finally home." And that to me is just all the honor in the world. Airman Condon died back in 1952 over in Alaska.
It was a C-124. That's the first aircraft you might talk about while referencing the death of 19-year-old Airman Thomas Condon. On November 22nd, 1952, he, along with 51 other people headed to Elmendorf Air Force Base, died in a snowy crash. Recovery seemed impossible, and families across the country, including the Condon family in the Waukesha area,
this is my brother Tom,
were told their relatives were MIA and later told they were dead.
It was a Sunday afternoon. A taxi cab came with a telegram, and it said it was missing then. So that's how we found out. My parents were away. It's on a glacier, you know, and they only can search 3 months of the year.
But that brings us to arguably the most important aircraft in all of this, Black Hawk helicopters. On June 9th, 2012, members of the Alaskan National Guard during training just happened to spot the crash's debris. So began Operation Colony Glacier, sending investigators to sift through the damage, finding remains, and calling family members for DNA. It almost sounded like a scam.
I was skeptical about this. I thought, 62 years later, you're telling me you're digging up something? You know, does somebody want something from me, or what is that? So it went on, and my sister did get it. You said, Bill, is perfect. The match is perfect. It's unreal. It's lucky you were still alive, because a lot of those people don't have any kin.
When did you start golfing?
Probably in the early 50s, maybe.
At the funeral, the family chats with friends from a lifetime ago, remembering Tom while viewing the symbolic open casket.
Like I said, a dignity, honor, respect. We wrap him up. We place the uniform on top, as you see, with his ribbons and his rank and everything. And we place him gently in the casket, as you see, and we just bring him home.
I told you this, Bill. I believe your parents helped.
But other visitors just felt compelled to come. Tanya Anderson-Dell flew all the way up from Tampa, Florida.
My grandfather actually died on the plane with Mr. Condon, Airman Condon. I've been working with the Air Force to try to bring these men home, and I've attended 13 of these services to welcome these men home. These men coming home is why I fight. As of today, Airman Anderson has not been identified, but to stand here and attend another one of the services of those men is very moving.
And as taps plays and a flag is folded for the family,
they gave it to Bill, but he had the flag from 1952, so he gave it to me, which I'm very grateful for.
Airman Thomas Condon's younger sister, Marion Atkinson, says this memorial has been more inspiring than solemn. She hopes the same comes for other waiting families, because she says it doesn't reopen old wounds, instead it heals deep hurt.
I was 15 years old, so I can't really, I remember it, but this was much more joyous. That was very, very sad, but this was much more joyous.
He said it, this is really a statement. The Air Force never quits looking. And I said, boy, I guess not. After 64 years, you don't quit looking.
Even as it claims our mortal bodies,